And if you're wondering when or how, we've got information, and you have brochures. And if you don't, please have a brochure before you leave. I know that many of you have asked this important question: how is this a benefit when it's obviously free? Well, here's how. The Gallery Bookshop is generously donating half of the proceeds for all the book sales tonight to the Noyo Food Forest. Let's hear it for the Gallery. And so what that means is that you are at the perfect trifecta of a local independent event. You will be supporting a local food sustainability source in the Noyo Food Forest. You will be supporting a local independent bookstore, and you will have a treasure which will be autographed by Joel Salatin, if you like, at this table at the end of the evening. So, after Joel is done with his talk, if you have not had a chance to buy a book yet, you can. And then you can come over here, and he'll be happy to sign it for you. And so, this is what you've been waiting to hear me say. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to present Joel Salatin.
Sunset, by the way. Our sunsets at our house happen in about 5 minutes because, you know, we're up against the mountains there on the western edge of Virginia's Shenandoah Valley. Of course, it does set about 3 hours sooner there than it does here, but it doesn't last as long because it dips over the mountain real fast. But it is really a pleasure to be in this part of the country. What a gorgeous place. I chose the mountain redwood route today, coming here from Petaluma. And it took a little longer than I planned. That last 30 miles, you know, everybody said, that mountain road's a killer, you know, and I'm used to, we have roads like that around. And I was coming out, you know, 101, and I'm, this is like Interstate 64 through West Virginia, what's the big deal? And then I hit 20. That changes. Does everybody hear me okay? I'm going to try to do this natural voice because... What?
Use the mic, please.
Use the mic?
People back here don't talk while you're talking. One or the other will help me a lot.
Okay. Can we have a pledge that nobody talks while I'm talking? Yeah. Okay? Because really, natural voice is kind of cool. And it lets me be free up to kind of, you know, walk down and talk to individuals, you know, give pretty ladies a smooch and, you know, whatever. So, it lets me move around. Okay. So, this book, I'm going to talk about this book a little bit. And the way I see the evening progressing, I'm going to go at 7:00, just turned 7:09. So I'd like to talk to them about 7:30. And then we'll open it up for questions and discussion for... We'll see when I end and how we are at that point. But we will absolutely have you done here with this by 8 o'clock. Okay? Maybe before. So we'll see. We'll see how long my wind and steam and stories hold out. So here's the deal. We live in very abnormal times, and it strikes me as I speak around the country, and especially to so many colleges and campuses, how many young people cannot fathom a time when there were no computers, when there were no supermarkets, when there was no air conditioning, when there was no DiGiorno's frozen pizza. You know, I'll be very sexist here. All of our customers at the farm, they're all women. We don't sell anything to men. Men just grunt and open the refrigerator and say, honey, I can't see it. That's all men do. So all our customers are women, all right? And 30 years ago, when we started selling these chickens, every single one of our customers knew how to cut up a chicken. I mean, it was like genetic transfer, you know, all of them. Today, half of our customers don't even know a chicken has bones. I mean, we had a bank glitch last summer. So Teresa goes down, our bank gal, you know, she's a 40-year-old sharp, banker gal, So they spend the day working this accounting glitch out, bank statement glitch out, got it done. So in appreciation for her, how she opened up the bank to us and everything. When you do profitable farming, you make so much money, you got to have to help people to carry the money to the bank. So we expressed our appreciation. So we sent her a T-bone steak and a chicken and a couple dozen eggs and some sausage. The next day she calls, she says, "Thank you so much. This is so wonderful, but what do you do with a whole chicken?" I mean, this is a new grandmother. When our daughter went to college, she lived. It was an institute, an art institute that didn't have boarding facilities, so they would rent suites of condominiums nearby, in a deal. And so she had 3 suite mates in this 4-bedroom place. None of the other 3 girls had ever run a vacuum cleaner. Of course, Rachel takes down, she takes down a couple, big suitcases full of clothes, and then she takes down this, I about had a heart attack toting all this stuff up the stairs of food from the farm. Every time Christmas came or a break came, she'd send her list home, and Teresa would be 2 or 3 days, canning chicken in little pint cans, jars. And Rachel would go down there and the other girls, they didn't know what a kitchen was, and they're standing there looking over, oh, wow, that's how you turn it on, And me, old conservative me, I'm thinking, and they're going to marry somebody? Folks, this ain't normal. And so it has really surprised me and impressed me as I have watched myself become, shall we say, archaic in our culture. We don't have a TV. My phone. Somebody was laughing at me the other day. Oh, it flips. Oh, it flips. Yeah, I got an old flip phone, Text. No, you can't text me. I've got a block on text. I can't text you back anyway. I couldn't figure out how to get it off the screen if you didn't. But we live in a culture in which, unfortunately, a lot of people actually believe that we're going to be the first civilization. Ready for this? We're going to be the first civilization that is so clever and so smart that we can divorce ourselves from our ecological umbilical. I don't think it can be done. Nature bats last. And nature's economy is about soil. It's about the 3 trillion member community of beings in my insides and your insides. We live in a culture, if you went down the average street to the soccer mom and said, "Man, do you realize there are 3 trillion bacteria inside of you?" She said, "Where? Cut me open, throw in a pine saw." Because we live in a culture that believes sterile is safe. We don't live in a sterile world. I mean, MIT now has pictures. We actually, if we could show the bacterial cloud around each of us sitting in this room, we'd all look like Pigpen in the Charles Schultz comic strips. MIT says that you and I are only 15% human. We're 85% non-human. I mean, the idea here is to create a terrain in which the good bugs beat the bad bugs. If it weren't for the bugs, we wouldn't be very successful. I mean, we're just a great big bug ourselves. The stockbroker call it, he's telling you it's old, not sell. But it's amazing to me, in a first civilization, this is an incredible experiment in human history, that we raised young people without chores. First time that's ever happened. And in the book, I tell stories about how, like in Washington State, just 30 years ago, that's not that long ago, 30 years ago, the apple orchards would post a schedule. They would rent the school buses in the summer when the schools were out of it, were not using the school buses, all right? And so the orchards would rent the school buses, print a schedule, go down through urban sectors, and if you were, like 10 years old to 18, and you wanted to go earn a little bit of spending money, you showed up at the stop that was, the posted stop. At the time that the bus came, you jumped on the bus, they took you out in the orchard, you picked apples all day, they gave you, 10, 15 bucks, whatever, the thing was, and that's where you went to the matinee, the movie, you bought ice cream, whatever. That's how you got spending money for Christmas gifts and things like that. That was common. In fact, incorporating young people into adult society was common until today. And then we wonder, why are they, why are they aimless? Why don't they have self-worth? Well, the reason is because when you grow things, when you chop wood, and at the end of the day you can look at this pile and you're sweaty and you're hot and you have built something, you've hammered nails, you've pulled weeds, you've helped can, you've mended clothes, you've created something physical and visceral that you can smell and touch and you can be a part of. When you've done that, you can stand back and say, wow, I did that. There's a whole different self-affirmation kind of thing that happens there compared to just, if you're crowning